Hey, this is Prometheus giving you another breakdown. This is going to be a bonus set that I'm going to provide out of the RAMS offensive playbook, and this is going to be MUT friendly. It's going to be out of the Wing Trips Week is going to be the set. Let's take a look at the audible. The audibles in this formation are going to be the wide receiver curl, and the other running play is going to be the halfback power, verticals, and the play action Rams cross. So I'm going to do a quick breakdown of this offensive set with you. In this offensive scheme, you basically have about 3 different running plays that you can choose from. Your standard audible is a halfback power, so I'm not going to select that. And then the other play that you have is the halfback mid draw. Conversely, you can think of a screen as a run play too. That'd be good if I actually have my opponent starts cheating off to the right-hand side, starts shifting his defensive line off to the right, and using a lot of zone coverage. I can go into halfback slip screen. But for the sake of this breakdown, I'm going to use the halfback mid draw as my base running play and base play. All right, so my base run play is going to be the draw, and if I got off coverage generally and my opponent's got a tendency of running a lot of zone coverage, you should be able to get some pretty good yards. As you can see right there, I was able to pick up 5 or 6 yards. Conversely, if I've got more defenders on one side to the other, I can always go into the halfback power. I got a pulling guard right there, and all I do is just go ahead and follow my blocks. As you can see, I got a seal. I'll be able to hit the edge right there and pick up some yards. Let's take a look at the first pass play. All right, so the first play we're going to break down is going to be the wide receiver curls, and basically I'm going to make a couple adjustments. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and take my running back. I'm going to put him in a block and release, or just a straight block route, just to give myself a little bit more time. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take that funny little out route. I'm going to turn that into a flat route, giving me a faster read on what type of coverage I'm looking at. Now, the wide receiver that's got that option curl routes is really going to give me the read on what I want to do. The defender, if it follows Austin, over Austin, that means it's some kind of man coverage. And basically, I'm going to be looking at quick and seeing what the read is. Now, if defender actually falls back and floats back in coverage, I'm going to hit the flat. And I keep on following that. A lot of times the curl route will be wide open too if the guy follows him. And then sometimes the wide open over the middle is wide open. And if my opponent runs a lot of man coverage, I can usually hit the deep out like that, pick up. All right, so the next play we're going to look at is going to be verticals, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to complement these vertical routes with slant routes, just to provide myself with options to be able to hit someone down the field. So what I could do is I can attack the left side of the field by taking Bailey and putting him on a slant route. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the open holes. And as you can see right there, I was able to pick up a good 20 yards against the zone coverage. Conversely, what I can do is I can go ahead and attack the other side of the field with Austin and put him on a slant route. And as you can see right there, able to pick up a good 10 yards right there on that. Now, if my opponent starts cheating down, I can do a couple of unique things. First and foremost, this outside receiver, Bailey, because he's actually pushed into the line, cannot do a deep comeback route. He can only do a flat route. So what I could do is I actually can go ahead and complement a couple of routes by putting a flat out there, forcing just unique coverage concepts, opening up holes for me. Once again, we go with this concept right here, and that flat by the wide receiver is really going to clear out the area. But if the flat is wide open, you can take an easy 10-yard, 15-yard gain right like that. So let's take a look at the last play. And our last play we're going to look at is going to be the play action Rams cross. This is going to be a good play to complement to the running game. You can leave it stock as is if your opponent is playing a lot of cover 3. or you can actually go ahead and make an adjustment such as taking the tight end and putting them in a streak, allowing that deep in route to actually get opened up because you have a couple people in the area. Now reads are going to be from left to right. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the outside wide receiver Bailey and see what happens. Against man coverage, because of that unique out route, he's going to get really good leverage, and you generally can actually hit that. There was a zone coverage, but I was able to go ahead and hit that anyways. And here, the crossing route by Austin is wide open once again. And if you got a streaking tight end, and you can hit this deep in route to pick up a good 20 yards with that. But if your opponent is flooding the zones from left and right, you can always go ahead and hit the flat with the tight end and pick up some pretty good yards. So this is a nice little scheme that you can use for third down situations and really force your opponent to make adjustments against this. This is a MUT friendly scheme. So I hope this helps you with your gameplay. If you do like this type of scheme, if you are someone who likes MUT and you want more MUT schemes, just hit the like button and let me know that you're big in MUT and you'd like to have MUT schemes broken down for you. Once again,